Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 9 in my science project of cracking the packs for my Magic the Gathering Theros Beyond Death bundle. Check out my preview video for the explanation on how this science project will test the theory to see if I can open cards with value greater than the $30 I spent on the bundle. I've added the link to my Magic the Gathering Theros Beyond Death bundle preview video in the description below. My quick reminder, I'm a casual player. So as I open the pack, my commentary is going to be focused from a very casual Magic the Gathering player viewpoint. I think it's a unique way to rate Magic cards from the scope of a casual player. After I open the pack, I'm going to choose what I think is the best card out of the pack. So maybe you agree, maybe you won't, but at least it'll be something to think about. Okay, so here are number 9. We only have one more to go. So let's see what we get out of pack number 9. I bet I get a 1/1 White Soldier creature token. Alright, Nyxborn Courser. 1 and 2 white, enchantment creature Centaur Scout, no abilities, 2/4. Boy, I'd really love this to be Courser of the Crewfix. But it's the white version, and the white version is common and doesn't have any abilities. It's okay in a white devotion deck. For 3 mana and 2/4, it's going to block. It's not going to attack too much, but it'll probably be good for triggering Constellation, more likely in a white-green deck. Next card, Thaumaturge's Familiar, 3 generic, artifact creature bird. It's a 1/3 flyer. When Thaumaturge's Familiar enters the battlefield, scry 1. I don't like this card at all. For 3 mana, 1/3 just doesn't do it. I don't care if it's a 1/3 flyer. The scry 1, sure, that may be nice. I've played it, and after playing it once or twice, no more. Just not going to play it anymore. Okay, next card, Nyxborn Marauder. Boy, we're getting 2 out of 3 cards with no abilities, just a vanilla creature. So 2 and 2 black, 4/3 enchantment creature Minotaur. In the black devotion deck, if you have the other devotion payoffs, Gray Merchant of Asphodel, Gray Man's gonna get you, or Blight Breath Catalebus. Nyxborn Marauder gets better. Anywhere else, it's just not a good card. Sentinel's Eyes, that dude with the creepy Popeyes. 1 white enchantment or enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. You can escape it for 1, exile 2 other cards from your graveyard. The deck that I've seen this card do work, very similar to a red enchantment, Escape Velocity, I believe. This is great in a red-white deck that's got all of the pseudo-heroic payoffs. When you target these creatures, all of your other creatures get +1/+0. This card has done a lot of work. You target your creature. In red, you can sacrifice an enchantment or a creature. You sacrifice this enchantment. You escape it. The escape cost is very cheap. You target your pseudo-heroic creature again, and you buff your entire team. I like it in a red-white deck. Anywhere else, not too high on it. Infuriate. 1 red, target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. In a red-white deck, red-green deck, this is a great card. It's a great combat trick. You know, it's almost like a giant growth, just -1 toughness on it. I like Infuriate in the right deck. It is fantastic when it comes down to a combat trick. Moss Viper, 1 green, Death Touch Snake, 1/1. So in original Theros block, you had Sedge Scorpion, which was a 1-drop green, 1/1 with Death Touch. This time around, you get Moss Viper. I like this card. You drop it on turn 1, it just sits there, and it holds down blockers for days. It trades with so many different blockers. Even in the late game, if they've got some big ground blockers, you play Moss Viper, it's going to hold back the attacks. Revoke Existence. 1 and a white sorcery. Exile target artifact or enchantment. In any white deck, if you know your opponent is playing a god card or some really annoying enchantments, Revoke Existence is great. I know it's a sorcery, but it's exile. And that's where it might get a little bit of a step up from Return to Nature, whereas Return to Nature is Destroy, can't handle the gods. Revoke Existence can, because it's going to exile that enchantment. Nyxborn Colossus. Yeah, we are getting all the vanilla no ability creatures. Already got the white one, we got the black one, now we've got the green one. 3 generic and 3 green, you get a 6/7 enchantment creature giant. So if you're playing mono green, you can throw this bad boy down. Nothing's getting through on the ground. If you want, you can slap a Setessan Training on it. Now you got a 7/7 Trampler. Vexing Goal, 3 mana, 2 and a blue for a bird, 2/2 Flash Flyer. I like this in the blue-white flyer deck. It's a fun card to flash on the end step of your opponent. Then you got a 2/2 flyer ready to go. You slap a Staggering Insight on it. You start dealing combat damage. You start drawing a card. It's okay. It's not great, but in a blue-white flyer deck, I don't mind it, especially with it having flash. Next card, Agonizing Remorse, 1 and a black. Sorcery at uncommon. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card, you lose 1 life. I like this card. In my preview video, it's one of those uncommon mythic bombs. It's a great card. You play it, you take their best card out of their hand, or if you're dealing with escape, you look in their graveyard, you grab that Uro, Colossus, whatever damaging card sitting in the graveyard coming back, and you exile it. Losing 1 life is definitely an easy payoff. Next uncommon, Fateful End. Hey, another great uncommon. 2 and a red, instant. Fateful End deals 3 damage to any target. You get a scry 1. I've played it a couple of times. I really like it. It kills a lot of things with 3 butts or less. Scrying 1's really nice. You can even do 3 damage to the opponent. It's, a multifaceted card that does what you want it to do. Our final uncommon is Alseid of Life's Bounty. 1 white, you get a 1/1 life linker. You can pay 1, you can sacrifice Alseid of Life's Bounty. Target creature or enchantment you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. So, a modern or new age version of Mother of Runes. It's a card that I have drafted anytime I'm in white or playing a combination with white. I'm looking at maybe putting together a black-white Enchantment Matters deck for a casual standard format. I think it's a good card to where it can provide protection for any of your bigger threats later on in the game. So it's a card I would be happy to play. Our rare, all right, it's a regular. So in one of our previous packs, we got the foil version of this. The regular version of Nightmare Shepherd, 2 and 2 black enchantment creature demon. It's a 4/4 flyer. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you may exile it. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's 1/1 and it's a nightmare in addition to its other types. I like this card. One of my previous videos when I got it as a foil, I don't remember which pack it was in this bundle, I talked a lot about it. It's a great card. Now that I've got 1 copy of it, I'm going to scour and see if I can find 3 other copies of it for cheap and put it in a mono black devotion deck. I had a lot of fun in draft. I comboed it with Woe Strider. So with Woe Strider, I was sacrificing my creatures to scry. With Nightmare Shepherd on the board, those creatures were returning to the battlefield. They had enter the battlefield triggered abilities. It was awesome. I think in my mono black deck, when I'm playing some Gray Merchant of Asphodel, Gray Man's going to get you. Playing this, it dies or I sacrifice it, returning it to the battlefield, it's going to do double the damage. So Nightmare Shepherd, I really like the card. Okay, we do have a foil. It's a foil Elite Instructor. For 3 mana, 2 and a blue, you have a human wizard, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. So you play it 1 time, you get a loot, that's great. After that, pretty worthless. 2/2 for 3, not doing much for you. If it had an ongoing looting ability, I would like it. Tap, draw a card, discard a card, or even pay a blue or pay 1 and a blue, draw a card, discard a card. I'd be down with it. As is, it just enters and you get that looting ability. After that, you get a 1-time blocker. Not a big fan of it. Okay, so we have a forest, and please no 1/1. Oh, It is a 1/1, but it's a satyr. This creature can't block. At least it's not another white soldier creature token 1/1. Well, since in a previous video I said that Nightmare Shepherd was the best card in the pack, there's no way I can do it 2 times in a row. So I'm actually going to go with Agonizing Remorse. It's a card that I like quite a bit. I think in the current standard environment, from a casual perspective, it's a great card. It's going to take hopefully the best card early out of my opponent's hand. If not, late game, if there's an escape card that's freaking me out and I want to get rid of that thing, the thing that I love about this card is I can target their hand, I can target their graveyard. It's a great card, and that's why I think it's the favorite out of the pack, even though really Nightmare Shepherd is the favorite out of the pack, but I already chose that a couple of packs previous. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Until next time when I crack pack number 10. The final pack from my Magic the Gathering Theros Beyond Death bundle. Remember, I'm doing this thing for science.